Nice. Now we're talking. Alright. There's a little game called Roadwarden. It's pretty cool. You'll get the gist of it. Just a text-based RPG. Where was I? You tell the soldiers how little guidance you receive since this area is too far away from Hovelin to keep it under control. You were warned that it's untamed and unknown. Who knows how many villages, bandits, or monsters may be found in these unmapped hills and forests? From time to time, new people come here to look for boundless opportunities. Most of them never return. Do they turn into walking corpses? Or find what they're looking for? No soul could tell me, so I was looking for your guidance. The lieutenant drinks from her cup, crosses her legs, ankle on knee, seeing her chair that makes you doubt she'll ever find a comfortable position. Where should we start? She says. What should I know about Peninsula? I'll tell you what I know, and you'll be the judge, the lieutenant, says the lieutenant. How long did it take you to get here from the city? On a decent palfrey, I guess it would be 3-4 days? When you confirm, she continues. From here, you could reach the coast in about a day, as long as you don't make any stops. Do you know the situation? Why no ships can get here? You nod. Sea Route always allows Hovelin officials to keep in touch with the coastal villages, collect taxes, move soldiers, collect lumber, deliver tools. But maintaining order on such a wild coast, or a wild coast such as this one, it's like filling in ocean depths with coins. Because of the rocks, you can hardly stop a ship 5 miles from shore. Boats can't get much closer. She nods. I don't know much about fishing, but there's not many people living by the shore, and they don't crave to stay in touch with the city folk. As she pauses, her companion carries on. Not a soul from the north can ever come to camp, but when we travel to the roadside inn, pelt to the north, they're happy to trade, and to play dice. Why not just stay at one of the settlements? The man clears his throat. I mean, you know, we're to guard this road. This camp is our post. And well, he turns towards Talia. She lowers her voice. Don't take it the wrong way, Mason. But are you a devout soul? Like most city folk, I believe that people should unite their strength to overcome the threats and nature of dark magic. Everyone will be judged, both good and evil deeds. For many years, he supported a monastery that does its best to advance mankind's spindred. Sorry, I'm quite sick while recording this, so forgive me. Freedom of shell. Numerator. Kinda like the idea of being a pagan. No, I'm not. Oh. I like this one for now. A fellow unite. The man smiles. Though in this land, that won't bring you much good. At least we could discuss the topic freely, adds the lieutenant, with a barely visible smile. Let's get into it. The people here are disquieting. Every few words, she taps the table with her finger. Their traditions won't help them negotiate with the officials here. She starts to draw lines with her index finger, as if she's pointing at an invisible map. Peninsula is connected to the roads. It's like a circle. In the northwest, you'll find a weird village at the bog. It's not exactly pagan, I don't think. It even has a priest who claims to be an exorcist. You nod. She means the Fellowship. They do crazy shit, her companion chimes in. They use the dead to cut down trees and dig in soil. I once saw it. I begged to never return there. I see. You heard tales such as one since you were a child. Few isolated settlement manages to survive without the city's influence. Its customs and traditions grow more and more alien. Every generation learns how to adapt to the dangerous conditions they have to deal with, and the rustic pagan traditions muddy their river of faith. The United Church often warns its members about the crazy druids, necromancers, and blood mages, the bringers of doom, the traitors to humankind. Any monster worth mentioning? Anything that could catch my mount? We saw all sorts of beasts. The man starts to count on his fingers. Goblins, treants, cats, large and smalls, runners, howlers, wolves, spiked boars, mouthful eaters, griffins. But we managed to stay away. Some could catch up with most mounts. Talia glances at her companion. Though a palfrey should be fine. The trees were so tall that the flying creatures could keep to the coast and the mountains. There's not that many humans around, and the animals are busy fighting amongst themselves. They fight more for food than territory. The soldier cracks his knuckles. Don't provoke them and ride fast. Just count on luck. Were you able to speak with these necromancers? You can see why they're not... Lieutenant, my bad. You can see why they're not eager to go there, if we could avoid it. The lieutenant chuckles. Maybe they'll be a little more welcoming to a road war. The road's dangerous, with little to no shelters. People need your help. The man in the shirt turns a bit and points his finger to the northwest. If you're heading to the undead village, you'll get it to the inn first, and soon. Talia nods. Pelt to the north is a safe place. You can talk with the innkeep or the guards. Ask them about the road. And how about the east? She stares across the camp. Hard to tell. We went there only once. There are hills, forests, rivers. We saw a tunnel sculpted in leaves and branches, but we didn't enter it. Wilderness all around. That's all I need to know. She nods. We're afraid we can't do more for you. Any ideas what happened to the previous Roadwarden? Talia takes a deep breath. Aren't you a bit late for a rescue mission? We haven't heard from him in almost half a year. The soldiers speak with a bit between themselves, trying to get their story straight. They confirm that he had stopped by their camp a few times, but stopped showing up at all early in the summer. The bearded soldier starts to scratch at the table, tipping his knife without looking at you. I don't remember his voice. Always busy, drowning in things to take care of. He would sit somewhere, sharpen his sword, fix his loud mail, clean clothes, write notes on a wax tablet of his. Yep, and leave at dawn. Unlike us, Asterian never gets bored. Talia lets out a joyous chuckle. He's secretive, but some of the locals speak about him warmly. Maybe he just doesn't like us. Sounds like you're not sure if he's dead or not. If anyone knows, they won't tell us. Maybe someone's keeping him in a basement. The man carves with a passion. We haven't seen him or his Saurian. Something ate them, I bet. The officials who have hired you, right? They don't expect him to return. Richer Roadwardens often use four-legged, meat-eating Saurians as their mounts. They have tamed and trained since a hatchling, but unlike horses, they can easily defend themselves from any monsters. At least your palfrey is fast, reliable, and won't sink its teeth into an innocent passerby. Do you know what he was looking for? Maybe he left you a message? Neither one of us had any insight into his dealings, says Talia. My predecessor left me with no clues. We took a note at the Asterian stuff. Wait! She raises her open heart. I almost forgot. She stands up and heads to a nearby tent. He has kids in a village near Hovelin. I was planning to take all of his things there. A pouch, a second spear, a decent bow, some potions. Quite a treasure. She glances at you. But I would much prefer to bring them the truth about their father. So you want me to find out what happened to him in exchange for his stuff? Here's the catch. She dusts off the hilt of her sword. We've hired a messenger. Excuse me. We've hired a messenger to ask the commanders for further orders. Since she hasn't returned, you know nothing about her. She either ran away or something happened to her. She sighs with resignation. We were meant to stay here until fall, don't you think? Come see us. Tell us what you've learned about the man. We'll get back to Hovland together. You think about your real mission. You were planning to return to Hovland in early fall anyway. If he's alive, I don't think he's going to be happy about me taking away all of his possessions. True. But if he's considered dead, I doubt he'll begrudge you to anything. And who knows, you may as well find his shell laying on the roadside. He wears mail, uses a spear, mostly. Maybe 5 feet tall but stout, long red beard, short hair, pale face. Rarely smiles. She glances at her companion, but after he adds nothing, she sits down and stretches out her legs. So find out what happened to him. Dead, alive, left. Just let me know. What happened to your squad? The man shrugs. Bandits happened. And monsters. A strong band, though, his companion chips in. When we got to the peninsula in spring, we saw some people living in this camp. The lieutenant decided to avoid it and look for an inn. We had to travel through the night for a bit. Oh. Whatever. The bearded soldier scoffs and crosses his arms, but she carries on. If you decided otherwise, we would have had died that day. The innkeeper explained that the camp is a trap, that the armed ones pretend to be soldiers, stay there at night, lose everything you have. Sounds like slave hunters. Talia sighs. Very much so. They killed some, took the others away, who knows where. They're letting the northerners go, hoping to avoid their wrath. It kind of worked, adds the soldier. We asked them for help, but they refused. We had to clear the entire camp on our own, and that's why 3 of our people died. Don't exaggerate. It's not like the lieutenant didn't make a mistake. He wanted to get rid of them and take over their camp, but we didn't know our enemy well enough. We were outnumbered, and they had an ice mage among them. She looks at you. At least we cleared the road, saved lives. You mentioned monsters as well. Nothing that wouldn't surprise you. Those of us who survived the skirmish were young, too inexperienced to spend a summer in this place without a good reader. They didn't trust me. One of them got caught by a Trent. Another ignored my orders, performed some sort of ritual hunt, so a werebear tore her to pieces. The last one tried to act tough. Didn't tell us he had cut his hand while cleaning a gambeson. She lets out a ghastly chuckle. And we had to cut it off. He was so ashamed that he decided to walk north, find a new life, disappear. Idiot. A colorful journey. The man tries to drink from his mug, but it's empty. I stay silent. Talia seems defeated. I've lost my rope. Do you think you can spare one? You're in luck. She heads down to one of the crates and moves alongside a large linen sack, revealing rope. She brings it back to nonchalantly sits down in a chair. Take it. I was planning to leave it behind and take a closer look. It's a fine rope, regular rope made of hemp fibers. Take it and offer some food in return. Talia leans forward and rests her forearms on her thighs, looking down at her clasped hand, then meets your eyes. I normally refuse, but we need some decent food. Every day I'm searching through growths, looking for worms, putrid. We forage, but it's not a great spot. Some food rations will brighten up a foggy day. For now, you leave the rope on the table. What's your squad's mission? The lieutenant looks into your eyes. You know, the usual. Making the road safe, keeping people alive. I explain that it may be important to know what they have tried to accomplish. I can't really tell you. Let's just say it would be nice to have some reliable outpost somewhere nearby. A place where you can always find a group of fighters willing to protect you in the name of the law. She tilts her head back. Now, do you have any other questions? No, I think I know everything I need. Are you sure? Says the bearded man. We may not be around next time you come here. We should prepare for the night anyway. I agree, Talia sighs with relief. It may do better than the Ashtarian did. Stay vigilant. She winks at you, shattering the mask of a soldier. Thank you for your help. You go to the barrel, splash some water in her face. It makes you even more aware of how much you need a bath. After that night, it won't get worse. Your horse is already napping. Still too anxious to rise down. I prepare for my watch. The soldier in the shirt is eager to guide you. Just observe the area. There's plenty of griffins around, though they won't try to jump over the palisade. Probably. Better watch out for the apes. They climb up and carry out whatever food they can find. And there's this one really loud were-elk that keeps smelling the wall, though it never really tried to get in. He points at the gate. The lieutenant and I will block the entrances. They're quite heavy, so if anyone comes here looking for shelter, better call us to help you out. And if someone is being chased by wolves or anything, better throw them the rope instead. He scratches his head. Even if it gets cold, feel free to make a fire, and the best place is on the watchtower. You may want to put a blanket there, or something. The watchtower? He gives you a long, puzzled look. Oh, here! He points at a pile of crates. Just climb up onto the tallest one. You'll have a great view of the northern side, the more dangerous side. And also, I know you're tired after all that riding. He points to the tent on the other side of the camp. I can handle a couple of hours of sleeping on the ground if you wish. Go there after me and rest just this once. At least I'll have a pallet inside. Smile. Thanks a lot. You put your blanket on the tallest crate and sit down. The night is warm, but the sporadic summer breeze brings a gentle refreshment from your tiny backaches. You have to force yourself to. From time to time your back aches, but you have to force yourself to keep your eyes open. The light of the moon helps you focus on tall grass. For the most time, I spot smaller critters, birds, but they're expectations. At one point, I see a 3-horned deer trying to challenge one another. Before they clash their antlers, a 2-legged dragon-like appears, leading its much smaller offspring. The furry beasts try to intimidate the predators with roars and aggressive head movements, but after a few moments, both sides walk away slowly, not willing to risk the fight, nor admit the defeat. I won't let it distract me, though. I keep looking around. I hear death screams of a distant prey, and the mating calls of some monkeys. Runners are chasing gray hair. A group of muskellin lazily chew on the grass, preparing themselves to sleep. A dusk fox is running together with a lynx, making playful screeches. Thankfully, you never have to intervene. You just sit there, watching the not-so-distant forest, trying to outlast your sleepiness. You can only guess how much time has passed. Once you feel like you have enough, you climb down, go to a tent. Waking up the bearded man with just a couple of words. You confirm that nothing important has happened. I gather my things and I squeeze into the tent. I use my bag as a pillow, and I put my blanket on a pallet, cover myself with my cloak. Sleeping in a tent is not always the stuff of dreams, but as much welcome rest. The pallet keeps the cold soil away, and the moonlight saves the outside world from the eerie gloom. It was in your own breath. you find a comfortable position. My job starts tomorrow. The Merchant Guild wants to take control of this realm. Your wardening duties are secondary. First and foremost, I need to explore the peninsula, learn about the territory, resources, threats, get to know the locals, and if I can, convince them to consider negotiations with Hobwood officials and traders. Could the tribes resist the soldiers, or be a threat to the priests of the United Church? Are there any forbidden practices that need to be eradicated, such as blood magic, necromancy, robbery, or slavery? At least I have time, 40 days to be exact. I need to be as thorough as I can. Once you finish your reconnaissance, I should speak with Tulia and return to Hobwood. There, I'll report back to the employers and get my reward. But in the meantime, I have my own goal to pursue. Just want to help people, make this region safer for locals and newcomers alike. You're half asleep since you're catching the sounds of a wild forest. Your instincts keep you alert and anxious, though the pleasant, humid late summer air events spit out slowly. You make a goal, but you need to gather your strength. Woken up by sunlight, well rested and ready. Without haste, you gather your things. After a couple of breaths, I notice a weird smell like a roast. No, burning meat? Burning rotten meat. Disgust carls into my consciousness. I exit the tent. My horse is looking around nervously. My bags are where you had left them. I see an open gate. I go outside to see what's happening. Both soldiers are standing near a humble prior. The man in the shirt looks at it contemptuously. Talia is the first to address you. Mason! She greets you with a nod. We use the horse's manure for flames, so don't worry about cleaning it up. You see a corpse among the flames. It's impossible to tell if it belongs to a male or female, but it was an adult. The burning process won't be over for a couple more hours. Traveler or undead? The latter. A young one. She lacked pneumonia. She lacked the pneuma to understand that she couldn't get inside the camp without it climbing. I stabbed her with a spear from a safe distance. She shifts her weight. One more fog and she'd be a real threat. Even now, it took a couple of hits to knock her down. Sooner or later, every human shell wakes up gaining more strength. With each soul it devours, and each moment it spends in the fogs, burning the dead is not just a religious practice, but it's a necessity. Soldiers, priests, village mayors, even road wardens. Making a large prior takes a lot of time, but it saves lives. Talia calls this undead a she. Most Unites hesitate to do so. Time for me to leave. Running away from the leak, huh? I don't blame you. She walks with you for a few steps. Find us here if you need us, or if you wonder what happened to Asterion. There's enough ground here for you to rest. Safe travels. These words make me stop. An old farewell, mocked in a number of songs and tales, but yet I hear no real scorn in Talia's voice. I wonder how many acts of kindness like this one I'm going to experience in the days to follow. She returns to the prior, and I prepare myself for the journey. I've somehow missed the fact that my mount is already saddled and warmed up. I double-check my equipment, but don't need to fix anything. The soldiers were diligent. Normally, preparing any palfrey for a long journey takes time. I put on my gamison and make sure that my axe is tightly attached to my belt. Then I get in the saddle. Valkyrie knickers, ready to leave. It's time for you to get on the crossroads, north from here. I need to ride north. North I go. Even an hour later, you would expect me to meet travelers in the valley. The warm southern breeze lures my mount forward, but the serene chirping of the birds quickly replaced it by the distracting screeches and gurgles coming from further down the path. I soon find the pack of four-legged griffins. They're larger than the foxes, and merged the features of birds and furred beasts. Each one is a different size, coat, and colors, and their temperaments are just as varied. Their fronts are covered with vivid feathers, while their rear ends have darker fur. Their wings are massive, making them impressive jumpers, but they're too heavy to fly. About 24 beasts are yelling, brawling, and chasing each other around, blocking my path. Consider my options. I can't enter the forest blindly. If these or the other creatures are going to chase after you, the thicket would be disastrous for my horse. There are reasons why travelers stay as close to the main roads as possible, and why adventurers move in groups. Usually the safest approach would be to stay where I am and just wait until for the pack to get hungry. It may, however, take a couple hours. I'm thinking about my conversation with Talia. You've got a lot to do. Time may be of the essence. Crossbows are an easy weapon to use, and you got plenty of time to aim. The creature falls on its side and screams, alerting its companions. Confused, they look around, and after a while, they run away, one of them limping with a quarrel in its thigh. I'll ride forward. New adventure. That's where I'll leave it here. It's a pretty cool game. It's a lot of reading. I mean, it's a text-based adventure, but it's cool. It's perfect for being a little ill and sick. I had a lot of fun. If you like this, go ahead and give it a like. Not, don't. I don't give a shit. Love you. Goodbye.